finally, some new episode titles. Hey everyone, Templar74 here with another episode of Poke Talk, and today's episode of Poke Talk is going to be a discussion revolving around some new episode titles that were announced for Pokemon Pocket Monsters 2019, and I gotta admit here, these episode titles are not really a whole lot in my opinion. There is one that I feel will get the hype building, and it also has a summary to boot, which just furthers that I think it's going to be the hype episode. But the rest of these, really, there's not a whole lot here in my opinion, although I will admit one of these episodes is really going to take people for a ride. It already has on Twitter, so yeah, that episode gonna take people for a ride in my opinion, but we'll talk about all of that soon enough. So, at risk of further rambling, let's move on to these episode titles, shall we? So the first episode title we got is for March 15th, 2020, and the episode title reads, Scorbunny, Use Your Flaming Kick, Face Tomorrow. This episode title is actually funny because there was a previous episode title that had come out that it sounded fake to me, to be honest. It was basically along the lines of Scorbunny evolving or something like that, and I'm like, there's no way that episode title could be right. It must be a mistranslation, or it's just a fake episode title. And then, lo and behold, a couple of days later, this correction came out, and that's why I didn't do an episode title discussion when that one was first announced, is because it just did not seem right to me, so I'm glad I did here. So yeah, that is episode 17. That'll be March 15th's episode, and yeah, again, it's Scorbunny, Use Your Flaming Kick, Face Tomorrow, and that was a one that got people's motors running just because it seemed like we were already getting an evolution episode. People were up in arms about that, and thankfully it turned out not to be the case. So other than that, not really a whole lot more to say on it. And yeah, that's March 15th's episode, Scorbunny, Use Your Flaming Kick, Face Tomorrow. Okay, next up we have episode 18, and this was the episode that I feel everybody is going to be looking forward to, in my opinion. This was the episode that was the most eyebrow-raising to me, in my opinion. And this is the episode here, episode 18, which is going to air on March 22nd of 2020, and it is Ash's Dream Fight, the Pokemon World Championships. And we actually did get a summary for this episode, and the summary is what really raised my eyebrow. And the summary reads, Ash's goal is to battle Leon, the best Pokemon trainer in the world, so he's decided to challenge the Pokemon World Championships. His opponent in his memorable first battle is Pisces, an electric-type trainer and the acting gym leader of the Vermilion City Gym, while its gym leader Mattis is absent. So yeah, Lieutenant Surge, what happened to you? So anyway, that said, the 2-on-2 battle starts with a fight between Pisces' Raichu and Ash's Pikachu. How will this battle go? So yeah, first question here is, what happened to Lieutenant Surge? The next thing is that we are already going back to the Pokemon World Championships, and we are already getting back into Ash and his new goal of wanting to battle and defeat Leon here, and Ash is going all out for this, I gotta be honest with you, and I think this is why this episode was the eyebrow raisers, just because, hold on, all of a sudden we're going right back to the Pokemon World Championships. Ash is battling this trainer who's standing in for Lieutenant Surge. It was just a real eyebrow raiser in my opinion, and this is the episode I actually look forward to the most. I'm not going to lie here. There's always that one episode in every episode batch they drop. There's always that one episode that everybody's immediately hype meter is shooting through the roof. Everybody's eyebrows are raised, while the others are just kind of I guess that's the best way to put it, and I think episode 18 really fits that bill here for this episode title dump. But anyway, that is episode 18's summary, and the episode title again is Ash's Dream Fight, the Pokemon World Championships, airing on March 22nd, 2020. And again, this is the episode I'm looking forward to the most, and the one that's probably going to be the most watched in my opinion. Now we're going to move on to the next episode, which is episode 19, which is I Am Ditto. And this episode is going to air on March 29th, 2020, episode 19. No summary for it yet, just a title. It's safe to say that we're going to get another Ditto episode. Every series has at least one Ditto episode where Ditto is a prominent role. I do think that this episode is going to fit the bill for this generation, this anime. I really think we are going to see Go catch a Ditto. I'm not going to lie with you. Saw this episode title. That was my first thought. This is probably going to be Go catches Ditto. I'm almost 100% confident of putting money on it that Go is going to get Ditto in this episode. Which, I don't know if that's necessarily a bad thing. Again, I'm kind of on the fence about Go literally catching Pokemon every single episode. One episode where he doesn't catch anything would not kill the kid, in my opinion. How I feel about him catching Ditto. Well, Ditto is the shape-shifting Pokemon, and it's a rare Pokemon, so yeah, I guess if Go gets Ditto, that just happened. I'm not sure how I feel about it, to be honest with you guys. I guess I'm okay with it. It's just the whole Go catching Pokemon literally every single episode concept really getting old for me, in my opinion. It's getting old quick, and it's one of my big gripes with this series. But that whole point aside, though, I guess I don't have a problem with Go catching Ditto. If he catches Ditto, though, please let that Ditto shape-shifting be enough to slow the kid down a bit. I mean, one episode ain't going to kill him, but I don't think that's going to happen. But those are my thoughts on it. Like I said, episode 19, I Am Ditto, going to be this generation's Ditto episode, and I strongly predict that Go will catch a Ditto in this episode. Not a guarantee, but let's be honest, the writing's on the wall for that. Okay, next up we have episode 20, the final episode in this episode title, dump rather. And the episode title reads, Go Towards Your Dreams, Ash and Go. And this episode will air on April 5th, 2020. First episode of April 2020. And no episode summary for this either, just an episode title. I think that this might end up being a recap episode. I think it's safe to say based on the title there that it's a recap episode, which, again, not necessarily a bad thing because the last recap episode we got was actually back in XY. So a recap episode, not a bad idea, to be honest, because this series has kind of been all over the place. There's been a lot that's happened. A particular person has literally captured, gosh, it seems like almost half the Pokedex already, if not a good quarter of it. So yeah, a recap episode, really not a bad idea because, again, it's been a whole generation since we've done a recap episode, and I think it's safe to say that's what this episode is going to be. But again, everybody, with no summary, I think that's safe to assume what this episode is, and that is episode 20, Go Towards Your Dream, Ash and Go, airing on April 5th, 2020. So with that, everybody, those are the episode titles that were announced just in the last couple of days here. Like I said, of these, I think episode 18 is going to be the eyebrow raiser with Ash fighting at the Pokemon World Championships. I assume 17 is going to be a Scorbunny focused episode. Glad it's not an evolution episode like it was originally thought it was going to be. I think a lot of people's attitude has kind of died down on that a little bit. So Ash focused episode for 18, which will be the eyebrow raiser in my opinion. Ditto episode for episode 19. Safe to assume Go is going to catch a Ditto in that episode. And then episode 20 feels like a recap episode in my opinion, and in all likelihood that's what it is in my opinion. But yeah, with that though, everybody, not a whole lot more I can say about these episode titles, except there's always that one. Whenever they do an episode title dump, there's the one that everybody's eyebrow is raised and everybody's excited for, and the others are just in my opinion. And again, this does not disappoint on that whole system there. Doesn't mean the episodes aren't going to be good and I'm not going to enjoy them. That's just how they appear to me at first glance. But with that said, though, everybody, those are my thoughts. But as always, in the comment section down below, let me know what your guys' thoughts are. What are your thoughts about these episode titles? Which one are you looking forward to the most? Any thoughts or predictions? Just let me know what your guys' thoughts are about all this in the comment section down below. Because as always, I enjoy hearing from you. Alright, everyone, as always, Templar74 signing off. Have a great day, everybody, and I'll talk to you all next time. Goodbye, everybody.